very good pro football playoff games today.
What a treat to watch a couple of teams in this area we haven't seen a whole lot of. I was very impressed. San
49ers.
Francisco and Cincinnati, two teams that established winning reputations through the league's regular season, proved today they could win in the playoffs too. Let's start with the 49ers outscoring the New York Giants 38-24, the final count in the NFC playoff game. The difference in this one, really the accurate right arm, is San Francisco quarterback Joe Montana, who completed 64% of his passes for 2 touchdowns, this 8-yard strike to Charlie Young. The wild card New York Giants played it tough. Scott Bruner's pass split a seam in the 49ers secondary. 72 yards later, Ernest Gray had the Giants tied at 7-7 early first quarter. That's when Montana called for the bomb. The long bomb. Freddie Solomon gets behind the New York coverage. A 58-yard scoring play. The 49ers had 17 unanswered points in that second quarter. The Giants charged back, Brunner connecting another coast-to-coast play. This one a 59-yard strike to Johnny Perkins. But the big plays were too few this day for the hometown 49ers. Their defense would arise to the occasion. Ronnie Lott picks off a Brunner pass, returns it for a final quarter touchdown. San Francisco wins its first playoff game since 1972, a playoff game that puts them at home next Sunday to host the NFC title game. Dallas, the Cowboys, will travel to the Bay and play San Francisco. These two teams played earlier this year. San Francisco won that one 45-14. In the AFC, Cincinnati football fans have been trying to convince the critics lately to believe in their Bengals. Well, believers is what they made out of Buffalo today in a 28-21 victory over those Bills. Buffalo trailed by 7 at the half when Joe Cribbs decided to cut across the grain, leaving behind would-be Cincinnati tacklers. 44-yard touchdown had tied the game at 14 apiece. Not to be upstaged, Charles Alexander, a power back, the tailback for the Bengals, would bolt into the end zone, and they had the lead 21-14. As the game moved into the final quarter, the Bills were still trying to play catch-up. This touchdown strike over the middle goes to Jerry Butler. Game tied 21-21. But Kenny Anderson, he's had just a terrific year. This final march dumps off the pass here. Steve Kreider used the sideline as a decoy, picks up 37 yards. That sets up the winning score. Kenny Anderson, the league's top passer and rusher, picks up here. Touchdown pass to Chris Collinsworth, a 16-yard strike that gives Cincinnati their first postseason victory ever in 14 years. A victory that puts them at home next week to take on the Chargers from San Diego. It's a matchup of the champions of the Western Division against the champions from the Central. Next Sunday's respective conference champions will then go on to meet 3 weeks from today in Super Bowl 16 under the Silver Dome in Pontiac, Michigan. Butsy Erickson, what a weekend for the Gopher junior winger. He scored 5 goals over the weekend, 2 of those today, as the Gophers completed that sweep over the Princeton Tigers. Final today was 5-4 at Williams Arena. Butsy, the junior winger, has a way of being in the right place at the right time. Witness this goal here by Butsy, who now has 16 on the season. Princeton, the Ivy League school from the East, played the Gophers tough. Jim Matthews' power play goal between the pads of Paul Butters. It tied at 3-3. The game winner coming up. Look for number 21. His name is yet to be on his back because he was playing in his first game, scored his very first goal as a Gopher. We're talking about Jeff Tollett from Blaine. Scores the game winner in a 5-4 victory for Minnesota today. The Minnesota North Stars have traveled south from Toronto to St. Louis, where Tuesday night the North Stars will play the Blues. Only 2 points now separates the North Stars from the second place St. Louis. In the National Hockey League this night, a couple of division teams in action. Chicago is building its way to a tie with Detroit 3-3 in the third period. Boston knocked off the Winnipeg Jets 8-5 the final there. Gilbert Perreault scored the game-winning goal for Buffalo. The Sabres over Montreal 3-2. Washington, Bobby Carpenter scored the game winner in this one. Mark Pavlich had scored earlier in that one for the New York Rangers. 4-3 the final count there. A game played this afternoon. Pittsburgh has defeated Hartford 6-4. Tuesday night, the North Stars will be at St. Louis. Johnny Miller started golf's new year with a $500,000 payday. That's right, $1.5 million was Miller's first prize earnings today for capturing the 5-man South African Challenge, the richest tournament ever in the history of golf. Miller putt for par on the 9th hole of sudden death was enough to outlast Spain's Seve Ballesteros. Both golfers had completed the regulation 72 holes at 11 under par. For finishing as the tournament runner-up, Ballesteros will pocket a modest $340,000. Now that it's down to 4 teams in the National Football League, who do you like for the Super Bowl?
I like The 49ers. I thought Dallas would be the team, but the 49ers look so good today, and they're at home. I like the 49ers in Cincinnati. How about you?
I like San Diego for starters, and I like Dallas.
Oh.
So we're going different ways.
Very interesting, I guess. And I think everybody who follows golf would love to see Johnny Miller come back and have a good year.
Certainly.
Super. Thanks very much, Rob. That's it for us tonight. Hope you had a nice, safe, great holiday weekend. Good night.